have you ever experienced any like negative stereotypes or hurdles about being in the LGBTQ plus community?
That's a good question. Like, I feel like it's like microaggressions. I think like just like little things that I don't even think people would feel. Like, I think I can pass as straight. So often, I don't think that I have a lot of the repercussions that other people can have. Maybe in like more general society. I think that like we've all heard that like, oh, such a waste that you're gay from like a male counterpart and stuff like that. And you're like, why is it a waste? Or like, what is just little things like that you're like, oh, why can't we just both be accepting of stuff like that? And I remember once in New York holding hands with a girl, and a guy like got pretty like aggressive and in our faces and stuff like that. And it's hard. Sometimes you want to just walk away because you don't want the confrontation, but sometimes you're like, is this a time where I need to educate or try to connect with this person? Or and sometimes it's hard to come up with those things in the moment. But yeah, I feel like there's been some moments like with you, like we don't feel as comfortable like holding hands in certain countries, or you generalize and say partner because you don't know if it's accepted to say a female partner or something like that. But how about yourself?
Yeah, I think like I completely agree with you. Like I've been heckled a couple of times for holding hands, and then just like again like those like more like those microaggressions. It is the day-to-day things that just like they constantly like death by 1,000 cuts. Like those like constant comments about like oh, you don't seem gay to me, and I'm like, well, what does that mean? And like even when I was younger, a lot of like, oh well, but like it might be a phase, or like or like when you grow up you might be straight, and I'm like, I am grown up. But now I'm engaged, so I think people have got the idea that phase is not a thing.
Yeah, it's a long phase.
Yeah, a lifelong phase.
Yeah, I think my mom actually, we laugh about it now. She's like, I think you're just like 30% gay, and I was like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, you had like boy crushes with your sister's like friends, brothers, like or whatever. I was like, no, I wanted to play Nintendo with them. Like, I don't think that was a boy crush.
Yeah. Oh yeah, family members like trying to rationalize how not gay you are.
Yeah, I think some of the other stereotypes are maybe a little bit like rugby's just like a man's sport, or being like a female athlete in like a contact sport, or like what else has been said? Oh, you're a rugby player, then like they assume everyone's gay almost on the team, or just like kind of those older stereotypes. And I'm happy that they slowly are fading in some moments, and in the sense where, well, first of all, it wouldn't be bad if the whole rugby team was gay. Like it shouldn't be like a negative thing, but also there's a lot of very strong, straight female athletes on our team, and I don't think that it needs to tie in with sexuality. But I think it has for a long time, where they like high performance sport with sexuality. But I think those are the people that we see on the forefront of social media trying to, like create those positive images of different people. And so I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, I think that it's touched on something that I was also thinking about earlier, that like one of like the most amazing things that I've seen like over like my 10 years being involved with the national team is I remember being on the Canada U20 team, or like a young 18, 19-year-old, and 18, 19-year-old, and there was a lot of people half coming out or being like, oh, like I'm not actually gay, I'm just interested in this one woman, and that's obviously also completely fine. But it's nice to know that like when I was in U20s, so many people were, it's not nice to know, but when I was in U20s, so many people were afraid to fully come out, that they would like hide their sexuality, hide a relationship. There was a lot of secret relationships. And then now that I'm in a senior member of the squad, seeing all the 18 and 19-year-olds be like, yeah, I'm gay. And I'm like, God, that's cool. Like, I wish that when I was 19 and involved in the national team, I could have been like, yeah, I'm gay. But like when I was 19 and they were like, so Paige, what's your deal? I was like, nothing. Nothing going on over here.
Paige is like, look, a cat.
Yeah. So it's genuinely been such a cool experience, having the young kids be confident enough and like be so self-assured about being gay and like about being queer, and they can just come out and they genuinely feel like rugby is a safe enough space, even at their like young age, to be open about it.
No, I couldn't agree more, and how it's like celebrated and stuff like that. And even like a family friend, like a younger nephew, came out as gay, and he's quite young, and they had a party for it. Like it was just like celebrated. Like the parents did this, and I was like, oh my, like I was like, it should be celebrated, but it's just nice to see that it was, and that like times have changed in a lot of ways for that. Luckily in Victoria, I'd say, or in, like a lot. I think we're pretty lucky to be in Canada.
Yeah, we are. I think that's, and then like another like recent bit of news is obviously that Leinster scrum half coming out as gay, and he's quite young, and also like obviously like I'm a lesbian, and like it's been openly accepted in the rugby community for a really long time. And I do think gay men have had it a lot harder in high performance sports. And it was such a nice bit of positive pride news that when he came out, like he was like, I didn't make a big deal out of it. Like I came out, and like the room erupted with how happy they were for me that I came out as gay. And that is just such a wonderful piece of news to read in the morning.
I know, I get just emotional hearing about it again. Like I just think that it's huge. Like it's just a beautiful thing to see. And we are like, it is 2022, and to have, like you said, like men coming out is still in high performance sport is still kind of news, because there's still a path there that needs to be created, and a positive path, just like you were saying. But yeah, I'm just emotional hearing about that, and like just feeling how much love must have been in that room to support and love him and stuff like that. So
yeah, and like knowing what that could mean for like for the global rugby community, knowing that when people read that and they see that not only was he brave enough to come out, but also that he was celebrated for doing so, hopefully can encourage other people to be their authentic selves, and yeah, and come out and be celebrated.
I agree.